Today on Sunday Arts, we bring you a short film about young love.
Let's go. They want us.
Yeah, I don't feel like swimming.
You have to. I just said we would.
Virginia Trioli meets the distinctive and pioneering gay musician, one-time Bronski beater Jimmy Somerville.
The story was there, so I think it was quite groundbreaking, and it really touched more people than just kind of like a gay audience. So that was quite amazing, really.
Pivot on this.
And we lift the lid on a new series of origami projects. Good afternoon, I'm Michael Veitch and welcome to Sunday Arts. Now, how would you go creating a prize-winning artwork no bigger than this 30-centimetre piece of cardboard? Let's make it hard for the judges too. Give them just 2 hours to assess nearly 2,000 very diverse works. Well, those were the rules faced by the entrants and two slightly overwhelmed judges at the Linden Gallery's postcard show in Melbourne. Now in its 15th year, this aptly named competition attracts artists from all over Australia. Anyone can enter, but as the contestants discovered, size, in this case, does matter.
Perfect. Fantastic. No problem.
Today, artists are delivering their works to the Linden Postcard Show 2006.
As far as I know, there's nothing else quite like this in Australia. I think this is probably the largest open entry, unedited art award that exists.
We know there's roughly 1,800 artworks are going to come in, so that doesn't daunt us too much, and over the years we've refined our processes and we're prepared for almost any eventuality.
This is our entry for the Linden Postcard Show. In the past we've both won a major prize and a minor prize, so this year we thought we'd just have some fun.
The work is a faux shrine to Michelle Leslie, who's the Australian model convicted of drugs charges in Indonesia. And we've just kind of made a really glitzy glam kind of a ode to her treatment when she got back in Australia.
Hi. If you wouldn't mind putting it on that, thank you very much. That's perfect size.
All works in the Linden Postcard Show have to be no bigger than 30 by 30 by 30 centimetres, and we have templates that can check even if it's over a centimetre over.
It's about 1 millimetre that side, and then all of that.
Yeah. Okay.
Sorry about
Yeah,
that.
no, that's all right. I can rearrange that.
That's actually going to be over as well.
So if I take a bit off the bottom.
Yeah.
Beautiful. That's easy fixed.
If the artist isn't able to reduce the size of the work or take it out of the frame or come to any other sort of arrangement, then the work is out of the show.
This is my Yeah painting, which is my entry in this year's postcard show. The word Yeah has a particular kind of vibe to it. It's sort of casual and it has a kind of street feel and it has a general kind of positive vibe to it that I really like.
Thank you very much.
A whole lot of work has also arrived by post or by courier, and so the next couple of days will be unpacking those works, and then after that time, it's time to start installing the show.
Well, now we're installing the show, and we only have about 5 or 6 days to get it done. And what happens is they sort through the works that have been placed into rooms and their various themes, and they try and come up with arrangement that will look good, the works will work next to each other. Some works are hard to place, they don't seem to fit with anything else, so it is a challenging and difficult process. Well, the show is finally installed and it's been quite an exhausting process, and we've had some long days and into the night working, and it has been a little bit stressful sometimes, but we've arrived on the day before the opening and it's looking good. These are basically the prizes, so there's 3, the first, second, third. It's a huge challenge for the judges. There's nearly 1,800 artworks. Being able to really properly view all of them in a short amount of time is really difficult. I don't envy them, I must say.
Where start? I'm doing very dutiful left to right.
Okay, so maybe we should go the opposite way.
It's exhausting in a way. At first I was overwhelmed and I thought, how am I going to do this? We did wall by wall, room by room, and look at every single work. It's what jumps out at me, what surprises me, what delights me, what makes me think, wow.
The great thing about this show is there's a great deal of diversity and there are lots of surprises. There's lots of unexpected things. So also not knowing the artists' names doesn't lead you in any direction. After 2 hours deliberations, this is the work we've selected as the winner, the overall winner, probably because it's totally eccentric, unusual, surprising, and I think stands quite alone.
Pretty simple for me. That's the kind of boyfriend I want to have. No, look, I have to agree with what Max said, although I have to admit he had to not convince me so much, but remind me what the show was about. It's not just about the pretty, it's about progressing the art and the art form and doing something that is unusual and eccentric. This is the work that we've given the second prize to, and it was very unanimous. There was no need for sort of discussion on this one. We both loved it, and for me, it's just the joyousness of the colours, the wonderful expression. It's so, for me, so Australian in the best sense of the word.
I agree. It's a delicious, slippery painting. It is lovingly made, as was the first work that we saw. It takes a vernacular expression that we're all very used to and actually puts it in a kind of public political context.
This is the painting we gave third prize to. I love it because it's incredibly moody and dark and kind of sinister as well, and yet it's a circus scene which is supposed to be something about joy and fun and entertainment.
I also responded to this work because of its very carnivalesque and again moody, poetic nature.
I think the idea of allowing anyone to enter is a really courageous. I love it because it's also a celebration of people's creativity of whatever type, whether they're amateur artists or professionals, and we don't know who's who in this. It's quite wonderful.
It is, an opportunity to see a whole range of work across a whole range of genres and formats, I think it reflects art practice in its glorious and its banal.
It could be a little launching pad for people, and a lot of people come to see the show, and many of them are curators and art dealers and collectors. And so it's often where they first see an artist. People come to visit the show can buy some great contemporary art. They might be able to buy a piece by actually quite a well-known artist, but because it's small, it's relatively affordable. Or they may, if they have an eye, find a gem by someone unknown at this stage, but who could be the future Patricia Piccinini or Robert McCaffrey. Over the last few years, the show's really exploded in size. In the future, if the show keeps growing, we may have to build another exhibition space for Lyndon or find another exhibition space to contain it. But that will be actually a good problem to have and something we look forward to.
From The Little Mermaid to The Ugly Duckling, the Nordic North is famous for its fairy tales. Today's guest, Swedish-born artist Cecilia Fogelberg, creates mythical heroes and legends of her own. As the winner of this year's Lyndon Postcard Show, you caught a glimpse of her prize-winning Two-Headed Boy Making a Decision a little earlier in the program. Cecilia, welcome to Sunday Arts.
Thank you.
And first of all, congratulations.
Thank you.
On being the winner. With this intriguing chap, I love the title, Two-Headed Boy Making a Decision, but first, can we explain what decision it is that he's actually making?
Well, he was sort of made to be a metaphor for the common saying that men have two heads.
Indeed. Well, indeed that men actually make decisions with a part of their anatomy that is not necessarily their brain.
Exactly. But instead I'm giving him two heads on top of his shoulders.
Two heads on top of his shoulders. And not is as it seems underneath as well, and some might call him horribly disfigured, others might call him the luckiest man in the world. Tell me, what inspired you to make these remarkable sculptures?
I think it all started with, you know, all the little statue things that you can buy now with the lead singer from Kiss.
Yes.
Yeah, and I thought, wouldn't that be great to sort of have your favourite authors or, you know, your own heroes as a little doll. And I think that's where it started off. And then it just sort of changed from there into just any sort of characters that has actually meant something to my art practice or something to myself.
I love this one here, the pig. Tell me about the pig here.
Well, this is a spare part pig. So this pig is used to growing spare breasts.
Spare breasts,
yes.
and I can see them scattered along these pigs.
And I sort of put the pig up on his feet because the pig, we're using the pig for so many different things in today's society to grow tissues and to use for,
So why not actual human body spare parts as well?
Yeah, exactly, instead of the silicone breast implants.
Now, there's something vaguely familiar about these characters, but they're quite sinister as well. Is that intended?
I don't know. I think it's often how I see the world. It's a beautiful place, but it's got this dark side to it as well. And I think most of the characters here is actually, they are beautiful, but they have this dark twist that goes along with it anyway.
In being that all is not what you see.
Yeah.
You do make a point of wanting to make your sculptures very accurate in that sense, don't you?
Well, I suppose I just got a passion for detail as well. And I mean, they're not really dolls. They're also sculptures. And I mean, that's what they are. They are sculptures. And the story I'm telling, I suppose, is in the detail.
Tell me, what's your background? What inspires you to make these wonderful sculptures?
Well, it's actually all started when I arrived to Australia.
When was that?
7 years ago. I couldn't afford... I was a painter, and I couldn't afford to buy paint or other artist materials. So I actually started to sew because I had this sewing kit that my mum had given me. And I just started to sew from any sort of T-shirts I had at home, anything.
Were you a trained sewer?
No, absolutely not. I don't know how to sew whatsoever.
Oh, well,
today I know in a way, but yeah.
Well, I certainly take issue with that. I think they're absolutely beautifully and intriguingly made. This one here, now this is an actual representation of a real person. Can you explain her?
Well, this is Frida Kahlo, which is one of the many mythological sort of creatures that is existing in today's society.
But she's a real person as well.
Yeah, but she's an icon. She was picked up and used as a feminist icon in the 70s, and from there on it's just sort of continued, and movies been made lately as well.
Indeed, but with Frida, I noticed you've left her fairly anatomically neutral. Why is that?
Well,
Where you've sexualised a lot of the your other the characters in your sculptures, but she's been left fairly...
Well, I think why I chose to do that was because everyone else has sort of sexed her up and sort of had this idea of Frida Kahlo being, she's more known for her sexuality today than her art, nearly.
Well, Cecilia, thanks for coming in and showing us your delightful and unique and, if I may say so, slightly risque sculptures. Congratulations on winning the Linden Postcard Prize. Don't spend it all at once.
No, I won't.
Thanks for joining us on Sunday Arts.
Thank you.